Every once in a while a knife comes along, and the knife in the EDC world loses their minds. I'm sure there's a laundry list of knives that have done this, but in recent history one particular knife takes the cake. The Protech Malibu, the knife that broke the internet and continues to break hearts across the knife and EDC world. The knife heard round the world, if you will. If it wasn't on the top of your knife wish list last year when it was initially released, well, that's probably because you don't have access to the internet and or you're literally living under an actual rock. I was lucky enough to snag one from EDC Specialties at the tail end of the first production run, and it was not only worth the money, but for those of you that are still on the prowl for the next round of Malibus, it is well worth the wait. But the Malibu was not the first or even the second foray into manual folders for Dave and the gang at Protech. Oh no. The Malibu was, at least to my knowledge, and I've been wrong before, the fourth manual folder they had put out. For whatever reason, however, we just weren't as hyped about the Cambria or the manual TR4. But the predecessor to the Malibu did perk up quite a lot of ears across the internet, and this is it. The Protech / Ferrum Forge / drop Mordax, or to maintain what little sanity I have left, we'll call it the Protech Mordax. Designed by Ferrum Forge, made by Protech, and sold exclusively through Drop, and now thankfully sold through Drop's special Amazon storefront, which is where I picked up mine. In today's fidgety, action-obsessed knife world, nothing else seems to matter anymore outside of fidget-friendly drop-shut action. And well, let me tell you, this thing has that in spades. Thankfully, however, the rest of the key aspects of a great knife were not skipped over, which happens all too often. Fidgety bliss aside, this is an excellent piece of cutlery. The looks are magnificent. This full-size manual button lock flipper looks excellent from quite literally any and every angle. My murdered out black on black variant here is one of 6 available options. There are 3 color options for scales, blue, OD green, and black, and you have 2 handle finish options as well, smooth aluminum like mine, or the crazy milled aluminum, which look wild and just as good if I'm being honest. And unlike the Malibu, these are actually available right now on Amazon. Links are in the description. Hurry, pause the video, go now. The profile of this knife is unmistakably the work of the boys at Ferrum Forge, and the design itself is just a button lock version of a previous drop exclusive, also called the Mordax, that was a frame lock flipper in titanium. And that one was also a lot more expensive. At any rate, the design here is clean as a damn whistle, and I love everything about it. I've had my eye on the Mordax for a long while now, but Drop's interesting business model had made it hard for me to pull the trigger, knowing full well I would have to sit around and wait for months for a knife to actually arrive. But thanks to the power of Jeff Bezos, we can have our Mordaxes within 2 business days. The action on this thing, well, I mean, like its younger brother the Malibu, it's flipping and fidgeting heaven. The D10, which is just a groove cut in the blade where the plunger sits, is tuned to near perfection, making the flipping action as flawless and reliable as any frame lock or liner lock. It isn't quite as clicky or stiff as the Malibu, but it is still plenty enough to rocket that 3¼ inch long 20 CV blade out of the handle. And with just the simple press of a button, it swings shut with authority. Absolute god-tier drop shuttiness. This is one of those knives that will 100% get you in trouble with your significant other. My fiance can vouch for me on this point. She hates it when I carry this thing, or the Malibu, because I am physically incapable of just getting it out, using it, and putting it away. It's more like get it out, open and close it a dozen or so times, use it to cut something, fidget with it again another dozen or so times, and then maybe put it away. Maybe. No guarantees. It's just too good. And that blade, the big old piece of 20 CV, isn't just good looking, it's good and slicey. Sporting a nice tall saber flat grind, it comes down to a reasonably thin cutting edge, and that factory edge fresh out of the box is no joke. Seriously an impressive bit of grind work coming out of Protech. It even feels slicier than the Malibu did out of the box, and it being 20 CV, you will not be spending much time sharpening this blade. It will hold an edge through many months of regular EDC use, and if you're eyeballing the coated blade variant, I am happy to report that the coating is held up just flawlessly to my obsessive cardboard cutting habits. Now the ergos here, oh god, like pretty much everything else about this knife, they're so good. It is so damn comfortable in the hand. You've got a big comfy forward choil, a usable finger choil, echoed by another cutout area on the scales, so when you lock in on this knife, it's quite literally not going anywhere. And the aluminum scales have been chamfered well, and the masterpiece that is the Protech pocket clip just melts into the palm. So no issues with any kind of discomfort on this piece. It's an ergonomic wonder at the very least. And even though there's no jimping or texturing on this variant, I'm not afraid to use it with wet hands, or more accurately, for COVID times, freshly sanitized hands. And if for whatever reason you are looking for a little more grippiness, swing the extra few bucks for the milled-handled variant, and you're ready to go into battle with even the thickest layer of KY jelly on your hands. So, where does that leave us? Well, for $250 to $270 retail meaning drop.com or Drop's Amazon storefront, the Mordax here will cost you about $50 to $70 more than the Malibu. But as I said before, unlike the Malibu, you can actually go and buy one of these right now. And if you've been holding out for a Malibu, I say spring the extra cash and get one of these. There will be more Malibus, I promise, I think, I hope. I have both, and I love both, but I have to tell you, the Mordax here has seen a lot more pocket time lately. And that's not just because it's new, it's because it looks so good. Aesthetically, the Mordax takes the cake over the Malibu, and if you don't agree with me, get your eyes checked. This knife is just, it's wonderful. It's fidgeting gold, built to last a lifetime, made in America with care and love, and it is absolutely jaw-droppingly gorgeous. My fiance doesn't even like or care that much about knives at all. But even she has commented on the several occasions that I've carried this about how much she likes this knife over all of my other ones. She actually noticed it. She noticed a knife. I personally think that says it all. So, until next time, thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.